So here's the thing. Most men today, they're not just done with dating and dealing with women, but they're done making friends. They don't even want to make friends anymore because when you get to a certain age and you've been burned one too many times, you start to rethink things, right? And when you listen to this guy's story, it's really going to put flesh on bone and help you understand why. And I'm sure that you'll even see your own experience in his story. So let's get into it.
Most men today not only don't want to date, they don't even want friendships. They're waking up and they're realizing just how fake so many people are. I want to start this video off with a story. This is a true story from a couple years back. At the time, I was living on the second floor of an apartment complex, and on the first floor below me was a really nice woman who had a 21-year-old son. A 21-year-old son that I got relatively close with, took him under my wing, so did my brother and good friends. We taught this kid how to read a tape measure. We put together his first tool bag for him, and we helped him get into the carpenters union. That was his goal. He wanted to get into the carpenters union and make some good money. Didn't believe in himself much, but we gassed him up. We had his back. We supported him. We helped him get there, and we were so proud of him. So proud of him. Fast forward, like I said, a year and a half into knowing this kid. I was dating this girl. This girl had two jobs. She worked full-time at her main job, and then she worked part-time at a hotel a couple nights a week. One Friday, she got a hold of me around 3 o'clock when I'm getting off work. And she goes, "Hey, I miss you. Can I come over and see you before I head to work tonight?" Absolutely. She comes over. It's probably 6 o'clock. We had food. We hung out, had a good time. It got to be about 8:30 at night. Time for her to leave. So we get her stuff together. We go out my front door, and I go to walk her to her car. Well, we get to the bottom of the stairs, and the 21-year-old kid that I was so cool with, he's coming home at the same time. We cross paths. "Hey, so-and-so, this is so-and-so." They shake hands. "Nice to meet you. Everything's hunky-dory. Hey, have a good night, bro." "You too." We walk around to her car. We say our goodbyes. She takes off. I get inside, and about 20 minutes had gone by. She gets a hold of me because she just got to work. She goes, "Hey, some guy that follows you on Instagram keeps messaging me." That's weird. She sends me screenshots. It's the kid from below me. This kid, who I helped so much and took under my wing, taught him how to read a tape measure, put together his first tool bag, took him through the steps to get into the carpenters union, and had his back when he didn't even believe in himself. Did all that. And this kid meets the girl that I've been dating for a while and goes directly inside his mom's place, sits his ass on the couch, gets his phone out and goes to my Instagram and looks up her name in the people that I follow and found her and just starts messaging her, trying to hit on her as if it's not going to get back to me. Think about that for a minute. How low do you have to be to behave that way?
Dude, Bob Kelso's right. If you're not familiar, Bob Kelso is a character on Scrubs. And there's an episode where he says, this is a part of my philosophy. This line is deep, cuts deep. So true. He says, people are just bastard-coated bastards in bastard filling. And this kid further confirms that.
Especially after somebody has gone out of their way to help you so much. These are the kind of people we're dealing with in our society today. There are some people that no matter what the situation, no matter how much you help them, no matter how lucky they get, no matter how great of an opportunity that's in front of them, they're going to take the low road every single time. Their default setting is dirtbag. That really opened my eyes to that young man, who I actually thought was a pretty cool kid. Completely changed my outlook on him. And I'll be honest with you, I've heard stories from you guys. When you reach out, you've told me things much worse than that. People that you trusted, completely trusted, who did you dirty in so many different ways. We live in a world now where integrity is almost non-existent. And think about this. Think about the school system. Think about popular culture, music, and television. We're not exactly working hard to build good men and good women. Integrity is certainly not cool. It's not popularized. Being respectful sure isn't. We actually work pretty hard in our movies and television and music. We work pretty hard to promote degeneracy. We work
Yeah, they're all in lockstep to do that.
pretty hard to promote being a dirtbag. We make it look cool. We make it look successful. We make it look easy. You think that's on accident?
No, it's not.
I don't. A lot of men are realizing that most people don't have your back the way they used to. And some of you guys are going to come at me and say, oh, people have all been like this. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. In the
Yeah, no, they haven't. People are way worse than they used to be.
past, men had more self-respect and they had more respect for others. They did. For the most part, they did. Most people now do not want to see you succeed. Even the people that you think do. A lot of them don't. Very few people feel good about helping other people. Very few people feel good seeing other people smile. And that's sad. That's really sad. You know how happy
Even McDonald's doesn't love to see you smile anymore. They changed theirs to love it. I'm loving it. So there you go.
I was when that young man that lived below me, that dirtbag, got into the carpenters union? You know how happy I was and how happy my brother was when he didn't believe he could do it, but we did? And we had his back. Come on, man, you can do this. And he did it. And then his default setting was to do something like that, or try to do something like that. These are the people you're dealing with. And it's a sad time. It's a sad time when you've got to make a video like this, you know? When I got to tell people to look out. Look out when you step out in the world, because most of these people are scammers. Most of these people are grifters. Most of these people will rip off their own family and not lose an ounce of sleep over it. That's sad. There's people out here that rip off the elderly and brag about it. There's people out here that steal things and don't think twice. It's no wonder more and more men every day are just choosing solitude. And I don't like that. I wish it wasn't the case, but I do understand it. I understand it. When you got so many people in this world that operate like that kid that lived on the first floor below me, why would you waste your time trying to befriend them or get close to them? How can you get close to anyone when most people today have been brought up in a world that promotes being a dirtbag? It rewards being a dirtbag. All the music, television, movies, they make fun of good people. They make fun of good behavior. They condemn it. They demonize it. They put it down. It's not an accident that we're living in such a bad time. It's not an accident that people's morale is down. People have been demoralized, especially men. It's no accident.
Yeah, it's one of the four processes that Yuri Bezmenov talks about, demoralization.
Been really successful with this campaign. They've been really successful at breaking men down mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, name it all. We can go down the list. They've done a good job of it. And one of the things I talked about in another video a while back was how sad it is that we don't really have brotherhood. And everybody wants to do everything themselves. And I get it. As a man, you got to be self-sufficient. You got to be strong. But like I said in that video, brotherhood matters. Having good people that have your back, that matters. And it helps. It helps a lot. Being able to have people that you can trust. Being able to have people that want you to succeed. It's priceless. It's priceless.
Yeah.
And there's just not enough people today that enjoy helping others. In fact, it's becoming really rare. It's very rare to find somebody that feels good about seeing other people smile. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? The only thing I'm going to say is there's plenty of reasons to be a dirtbag. There's plenty of reasons to break you. If you want to give up, I don't blame you. There's plenty of reasons out here to make you give up and just be a dirtbag yourself or just cut everyone off. But what I will ask you is, please try your best. Try your best not to let this ugly world break you. Don't let these rotten scumbags bring you down and turn you into one of them. If you're a good person and you care about being a good person, pat yourself on the back because you're rare. I know this has turned into like a pep talk now, but I'm serious. If you're a good person that enjoys making people smile and enjoys having people's back and enjoys being the friend that a friend would like to have, you're rare. I don't care if you're not rich. I don't care if you're not getting the respect you deserve. I don't care if you're invisible to women. If you're a good person like that, props to you. Because there's all the reasons in the world to not be that kind of person. It's very hard to be that kind of person. And if you are that person, again, thank you. Because we need a lot more of you. And a lot less of the dirtbag that lived below me when I was dating that girl a few years.
Man, dude. All right, so if you're not familiar with this guy, Dapper Dev, great guy. So go check him out if you're not familiar with him. He puts out great content, so go support him. I'll leave the link down below so that you can get guided to him directly. But yeah, so Dev and his brother, they helped this younger guy out in a huge way. Huge way. They really went to bat for this kid. They taught him. They invested time and energy to teach him real skills, right? They helped him through the process of getting into the carpenters union to make some real money. Back when they backed him up when he didn't even believe in himself. That is hard to come by these days. A couple older guys offering real tangible support. Yeah, good luck seeing that nowadays. That's the kind of thing that men, they used to do for each other regularly, but it's rare, unfortunately. And after all that, after all they did for this kid, the first chance he gets, he tries to snake the girl he's dating behind his back. And there is no misunderstanding or accident. No, that is someone showing you exactly who they are. A bastard-coated bastard with bastard filling. And honestly, most men watching this, they have some version of that story, right? You thought of that one time that you got betrayed by someone that you considered a friend. Maybe it wasn't over a girl, maybe it was over money. It was somebody that you vouched for them, and you invested time, you went to bat for them, you put your name on the line for them, and then they go and turn around and burn that bridge and hurt your credibility, drag your name through the mud, right? After getting burned like that a few times, you start to make some changes, right? A switch flips. You no longer jump to someone's aid anymore. You no longer stick your neck out for anyone. You protect your name. You're extremely selective now if you do help someone. You start asking this question before you do anything. Is this actually worth my time? Is it worth my energy? And is it worth the stress? And for a lot of men, the honest answer is no. 1,000 times no. And whether people like to admit it or not, the modern social scene that we have nowadays, it's mostly low return. To go into to kind of shift over to men that are choosing to be alone. And just going out on the weekends, forget about it, dude. It's expensive. It's loud. It's crowded. It's exhausting. Parking sucks. It's not worth it. And most of that time, all that you've done to park and get in there and pay, you're doing all that just so you can be surrounded by people that you probably wouldn't trust, right? There is nothing worth cultivating out there. There's nothing to cultivate. Let's put it that way. You're just going to be burning your time, your money, and your energy in these bars and these clubs and just these rooms full of performative people being these cocktail addled versions of themselves. That sounds awful. I'd rather be home. But that's why a lot of the best men that you'll never meet, those men worth being friends with, they ain't out there. The best friend or the best men you will never meet are home. They're not out there. They're reading, right? They're reading some Dostoevsky. They're watching True Detective, right? Or some movie. Blade Runner. They're playing video games, right? They're playing Fortnite with their bros that they do know and trust. They're going to bed early because they work the next day. They're working out. They're at the gym. They're in the garage. They're thinking, right? They're thinking. They're overthinking. They're depressed. They're worried about bills. They're living quiet lives of desperation. They're trying to figure shit out and build something to get out of whatever hole they feel like they're in. And they're tired of wasting hours in places that feel empty. These low returned places. And a lot of them, they're going to feel miserable no matter where they are. So, well, dude, why not just stay home and be miserable? Because it's free. And the irony is, like I said, the men worth being friends with are the hardest to find because they've already opted out of that social carousel and they're at home. They're not at those lame-ass networking events at the Chamber of Commerce downtown at 4 p.m., dude. These guys they're done pretending and playing this game. They're not out there trying to be seen. They are invisible on purpose. And personally, for me, some of the best people that I've met, I did not meet them out there at the bar or at some kind of social event. Networking. Who the frick does that? Networking is so cringe. I met them through this channel, actually. They found my work. They listened to me. They stuck around. It resonated with them, and they reached out. And it's great because it filters out a lot of nonsense. It filters out a lot of nonsense, and you get these people that are very heartfelt, and they're great people. I talk to them pretty frequently. Great guys. They're very intentional. And I'd say that is a huge difference. And one thing I do want to make very clear is I never promote being in monk mode or hermit life. I just like making a point here. Real connection, it still exists out there. Real brotherly connection. Now it's moved to smaller, quieter spaces. It's in these niche communities that I've created, that Dapper Dev has created, that Jack Morgan has created. It's in these long form conversations. It's shared values instead of shared locations, right? May not live in the same state, city, or even country. But now Dev, he makes a good point about integrity being rare. That's true. He's right. I mean, just look around. Look at what gets rewarded. What gets rewarded is clout and shameless behavior. Out in public and online, doesn't matter. It's not being respectful or having self-respect or loyalty or discretion. No, that doesn't get rewarded. However, the through line of this video is about discretion, selectivity, being hyper selective and having discretion. So yeah, is it really shocking that you're seeing men pulling back? If you live in a world where helping people gets you burned, trusting people gets you burned and embarrassed, and just doing the right thing, it makes you look like a sucker, then yeah, eventually you cut yourself off from that. And this isn't about hating people either. This is not a hating people rant, okay? I'm not trying to be the guy version of Daria here. You grow tired of paying for other people's character flaws. And this, I would say, let me think, now that I think about it, this ties into something that modern women, they don't like to hear. All right? So the women that you see out every night in the bars and clubs, constantly in the scene, right? The nightlife. Yeah, serious men, they aren't looking for that. They're not looking for that long term, okay? The women that men actually want to connect with and build with, those women are not advertising themselves, right? They're not broadcasting their lives for all to see and chasing attention from strangers, be it out in public or online. Where are they? What are they doing? Well, they're also at home, living quietly. They're doing normal human things. And you probably won't bump into them by accident either. Just like the best men out there. They're at home. You ain't gonna bump into them. And if you do, you don't know that they're one of the greats because they keep to themselves. So, but when people say that men are lonely, yeah, that is true. I think it's only half true though. Yeah, sure, a lot of men are lonely, but that's the thing. They're choosing that because they're done with all that other shit. They're done with these fake friendships that aren't really friendships. They're just these transactions. They're done with their performative social life. They're done investing in people who do not have their back, right? They're done paying the real cost for these low quality relationships. They stopped playing a game that wasn't giving them anything back. That's the point. Men don't want friends like that anymore. They never really did. Nobody really wants that, but they slip through when you're younger and you're naive. But as you get older, like I said, and you've been burned a few times, then you become more selective and more discerning. That's the key, discernment. The word of the day, discernment. But men like myself, men like you watching, you want fewer people, but you want better. You want fewer, better, real people. You want a smaller circle with some real ones, right? Those ride or dies. And you got to be creative now to find them. Just like I did. I created a YouTube channel. I was able to find some of those real ones, some of those ride or dies. So find creative ways to do that. I mean, you can wait for those people to show up. But that's the thing. I mean, you do kind of have to put some work into it some way or another, like I did. You don't have to copy what I did exactly, but hey, make a YouTube channel. Put yourself out there. Have a way for people to reach out to you. You got to put something out into the world before you can get something back. It's all about what you put out there. But until that day comes, a lot of men like myself, we are perfectly fine staying home, building our lives, and keeping our circle small.